If you've ever wondered if working on cruise ships is the right next step for you and for your music career, you're in the right place. I know the hesitation. Long contracts away from family, friends, is it really worth it? In this video, I'm going to share exactly how working on cruise ships can transform your life professionally, financially, and personally. A little bit about me first. My name is Lara, and for the past 4 years, I've been working on cruise ships as a piano vocalist, and it has completely transformed my life. This is why I've now decided to help other musicians get to this next chapter in their music career. So let's start with the professional level. As a musician, you get so much experience on cruise ships. You play every single night, even when you don't want to play, you have to play. In the short term, that sounds like a really bad thing, but if I look over the past 4 years, just having to go and play when I didn't want to made me such a better musician. I've gained so much experience. I learned so many things on the piano, vocally, and I also learned how to host a room and entertain an audience. You develop so many abilities musically that you would never otherwise develop if you were just on land and doing gigs here and there. And you just become so much more confident as a musician, as a performer. Working on cruise ships actually looks really good on your CV. After 4 years, I can definitely tell you that I'm now treated as a professional musician, when 4 years ago I was just one amongst the other musicians trying to get professional gigs and to get treated like a real musician. I think the most amazing thing is that, in my view, is like you get paid to actually practice, because playing every single night, especially when you play the same songs from one cruise to another, you play them differently and you get so much better at what you do. And to me, it's very similar to actually getting lessons, but instead of paying for this, you get paid for it. So you can expect to transform massively on the professional level and on the musical level as a musician. Now, cruise ships are amazing as well for the lifestyle and the opportunities. You literally have nothing to pay, nothing to worry about. You're treated like a passenger. You get to eat in amazing restaurants, you get to visit so many places, and you're paid for that. It's also amazing because you literally get to meet so many people who do the same thing, so many musicians who you can collaborate with, or you're just creating so many friendships. You kind of get that international vibe. It also allows you to work in any places you want in the world. Your English is going to improve, your social skills are going to improve. You perform for international audiences, so you have to adapt all the time, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but it gets you to learn so quickly as well. And as you're traveling, saving money, you can also get so many photos and videos that are professional and that can sell your future shows, whether you go back on land or whether you want cruise ships. But all my amazing footage in terms of the video and stuff were filmed on cruise ships. You actually get paid to get there, and you get such amazing footage from your performances. And there are so many opportunities as well that can come out of working on a cruise ship. You can get to work on hotels, resorts, residencies all over the world, because the agencies that you're going to be in touch with can also put you somewhere else. So in terms of opportunities, it really is an amazing experience. It can truly change your music career. And again, your cruise experience is literally credibility and leverage for future gigs. Whatever you want to do in the music industry, you have this under your belt. It gives you so much confidence as well as a musician. So here's a little mindset shift for you. When you start working on cruise ships and internationally, you'll stop seeing yourself as a local gigging musician. I feel like once you open up to international opportunities, it's just so much more enjoyable. This is when you truly turn professional, in my opinion, and it's so nice to just put on your CV and also say to people, hey, I work internationally as a musician and I get paid for this. You very quickly realize that you can actually make a living from your music. It really changes on such a deeper level, on identity level. And that's also what I work with the musicians who I'm helping. I have a 3 months program. By the way, if you're interested, details are below. This is a program that literally helps you land your first contract, and I literally help you through the whole process so that you don't have to do it alone. But I can see this identity shift where, before you're like, oh, I'm not sure I'm not good enough for this, can I ever do that? Maybe music is always going to have to be my side hustle. You just realize that you can as well, and that your whole identity changes. You feel like a professional musician. You feel like you're successful. On top of that, you're saving so much money. So, this is so valuable, I think, for all musicians out there to think, hey, I can actually make a living from my music, not having to work jobs that are outside of what we want to do, which is the music. Now, it's just not for everyone. Of course, I'm promoting cruise ships and I'm helping musicians get on there, but I also know there are downsides to it. So if you want to figure out whether it's for you or not, I have created a free guide specifically for that can help you, self-check and self-test to see whether that's the right next step for you. You can grab it down below in the description. But the truth to me is that no matter what your goals are, this experience is packed in value to me. It's like these 4 years, it felt like 40 years. On a personal level, I've grown so much. Musically, I've grown so much as well. The money that I've saved, I would never have been able to save this much money in my lifetime, working the job I was working at the time. I feel like I've ticked this in my life, and as you can see, I've moved to a whole new chapter in my life where I'm now helping musicians, and I'm not really doing music. I've put my keyboard away as you can see, because this is a different chapter of my life. I've done so much music for 4 years that now I feel like I can move on to something else. And maybe your path is going to be completely different. Maybe you will do cruise ships and you will be saving money, getting experience, and getting your songs recorded and focusing 100% in your music and getting to your wildest dreams. But to me, the most important thing is actually to feel like I'm at peace in what I'm doing, and for this, the financial part is just so important to me. And wherever you are at in your music journey right now, if you feel like the money is not following you, cruise ships are such an amazing way to have a stable paycheck and get paid really well without having any expenses. So if you're in this situation right now, I would definitely recommend trying cruise ships. And I always think that cruise ships can be a bridge to your bigger dreams. It doesn't have to be the end in itself, but it's a bridge that will change your relationship with money, that will change your identity from an amateur or professional local gigging musician to actually an international professional musician, and that will get you so much experience that you're just gonna completely transform for the better. And everything else you want to do, you'll be able to fund it with your salaries on cruise ships. Anyway, if you're decided to work on cruise ships and you actually want to work on your video to make it better, to send to agencies, I've created a video specifically for that to help you create the best showreel possible. You can watch it here, and I'd love for you to let me know down below what you thought of this video. Where are you at in your journey to getting your first cruise ship gig? What are you thinking? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.